What up, everybody? We're
How's it
back
hanging? How's it
a
hanging?
second week in a row. Of course, as always, you have me, John, shareholder of the Green Bay Packers, and of course, I'm joined.
By Ian, and that's me. And I like the Phillies.
And we have a lot to talk about today. But before we get started, this is obviously our second video episode, and I want to throw out a quick shout out, but a super appreciative one
Yeah, I was gonna
to
say
Tony
quick but
Blackwell.
giant shout out. What's his name?
Tony Blackwell. Well, he kept calling himself Tony, but on Facebook I have him as Anthony. But he introduced himself as Tony. So
Tony.
Tony, we're going with Tony. But he's a really cool guy. I've been a big fan of his Tornado Tag wrestling podcast for a long time, and I just reached out to him. I was like, "Hey, I really want to go to video, and I know you do a lot of it. Could you just give me a little tutorial on streaming podcasts?" And he's like, "Oh yeah, dude, let me call you in like 20 minutes." And I was like, "What?"
Yeah.
So he was super chill, super nice, and I appreciate everything he told me, which he didn't have to do by any means. So I wanted to take this time to plug. I think he might even have a couple more podcasts. I'm not sure, but these are the ones I know he definitely has. And there's going to be a link to them in the description of this video. So thank you again, Tony.
Much appreciated, Tony. I hope to meet you someday because you helped us out big time.
But now we're going to go on to somebody that I'm not grateful for.
Same.
What the hell?
Was he ever really gone?
40 days he was retired. 40 days.
You want to hear a stat that makes me as a baseball fan salty?
What's that?
The lockout lasted longer than his retirement.
That's upsetting.
Yeah, it is. It's very upsetting. But here's the thing: did he say himself that like directly that he was done?
Well, here's the thing.
What?
Wasn't it an agent he was close to like released it, and then he was like, "Oh, I guess I have to retire."
Yeah, something like that. Because then he released his real long-winded posts probably after that. Because that stuff broke to the media like a week before it. You remember that shit? It was like, Tom Brady retired. Tom Brady retired. Then he's like, psych, bro.
Because in actuality, he hates his family and loves football more.
Evidently so. I mean,
But Ian, it's been a big week. A massive week.
massive couple of days.
Yeah, honestly, only days.
Yeah, because like, oh man, free agency for NFL and MLB hasn't not popped off like this at the same time, probably ever.
I was gonna say I never remembered both being so important at the same time.
Yeah, it's because of the lockout though. If all this baseball stuff would happen like December.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, October, November, December, January, February. They would have all been done by now.
Huh? I didn't know
But
that.
because they couldn't make any moves, they all happened in a couple of days.
Now, real quick, because well, not real quick, but you know baseball a lot better than I do. But I want you to run through some of these signings.
I was hoping we'd go there so I could say I forget the point I was going to make though, because this stuff would have already happened. Oh yeah, I was going to talk about the people that aren't signed, but let's talk about the people that are signed first, because here's the stinking Mets, my most hated rival, signed all these dudes. Marte they signed, Escobar they signed, Scherzer they signed, Kana they signed, Bassett they just traded for. Ottavino's a good reliever that I wish we got, but of course he went to the stinking Mets. They're definitely a force to be reckoned with in the East. Don't like that very much. The Cubs got a good defender in Andrelton Simmons. Stroman's a good pitcher. Frazier's you got the Cardinals. Got one guy only. Twins traded for Sonny Gray and from the Reds, and then got Urshela and Sanchez from the Yankees when they dealt Donaldson out there. If there's any Jays or White Sox fans out there, you guys got better too, with some pitching in Toronto, and good utility guy and a reliever in Joe Kelly in Chicago. White Sox probably going to win that division, to be honest with you.
Did you say one of those players was traded from the Yankees?
I did. Yeah, there were two of them. The Yankees traded Gary Sanchez and Urshela to the Twins for Josh Donaldson, Isaiah Kiner Falefa, and whatever that guy's name is. I don't know how to say it. I think he's a minor league guy, but I think I saw a picture of him before. He's jacked as hell, so we'll be seeing him in Music probably. But
Hell yeah.
oh yeah, Syndergaard went to the Angels before the lockout. I think Jose Quintana's a good pitcher. Pirates aren't a good team. The Braves traded yesterday for Matt Olson, basically ending Freddie Freeman's time in Atlanta. He was John. If you don't know who Freddie Freeman is, he was like the face of the Braves for 10 years, and he's really really good. He's the first baseman, and he's unsigned right now, which is insane. But yeah, the Braves got Matt Olson in the trade. They got rid of Christian Pache, a top prospect. They also locked up Olson for 8 years today, which is kind of nutty. And former Phil and former MVP McCutchen went to the Brewers, who had like a super old outfield. One of their older outfielders is like 36, Lorenzo Cain. He's good, but they're old. But the Brewers are probably going to be a pretty good team, I think.
And now we got some even more
There's
signings.
literally so many. I included, when I send you all this information, I included pre-lockout stuff too.
Gotcha.
But yeah, the Astros re-signed Verlander, Kershaw, and Taylor back to the Dodgers. Mariners got way better when they signed the reigning Cy Young Award winner in the AL, Robbie Ray. Made a trade yesterday with the Reds for Jesse Winker and Eugenio Suarez. And Adam Frazier was, I think he only came up recently with maybe the Pirates, and then he found his way to the Padres via trade maybe last year. And now he's on the Mariners. He's a pretty good young player. Mariners are a pretty good team out in the West now. Oh yeah, the Marlins got better. Most of the teams in the NL East got better. I mean, the Phillies got a little better, but Marlins got Avisail Garcia. Oh, I wasn't done.
Oh, sorry, I heard you say Phillies.
No. Because I was talking about the NL East though, because the Marlins are on here with Garcia and Quinn. Well, Roman Quinn isn't a huge pickup. I just included him because he's a former Philly who wasn't that great with us, but could have been way better. But now he's definitely going to be an all-star on the Marlins. Jacob Stallings was a good acquisition from the Pirates. Re-signing Sandy Alcantara was huge. He's a great pitcher. Giants so far have only gotten Rondon, but he's really good. Now we can move on to the Phillies because we bolstered our bullpen a little bit. We thought we did that last year and the year before that, but they failed us in September both times, so we'll see what happens this year. Hand and Nebel are very good pickups. Maples had a solid season for the Cubbies out of the bullpen last year. Familia, he's a former Met, so we'll see how that goes. Herrera, he used to be good, man. If we don't get if we don't get Chris Bryant, I'm gonna be pissed off because if that's what their outfield help signing is, that's a laughable joke. Because he's a shell of his former self, and I don't know what they were thinking with that. But because moving on to even the Nationals, also in our division, got Nelson Cruz, a good hitter. Steve Cishek is a good reliever. They still have Juan Soto down there, maybe some other guys. But if we go into the season with this roster, I think we got 4th or 5th locked up in the division. Rangers got way better. The Texas Rangers got way better, signing Seager, Semien, and trading for Garver. Garver's a top catcher in the league. So they kind of have a leg to stand on in the West now, especially because the A's suck now. And then the Tigers got Javi Baez, Eduardo Rodriguez. They have a realistic shot to win their division too, but it's going to be a cool season, I think. There's a lot of these moving parts. Even there's still some like big names unsigned though, which is like kind of concerning. Games start on Thursday for spring at least, and we don't know where these guys are going to go. Like people like Chris Bryant, Freddie Freeman, Kyle Schwarber. who's the other guy? Oh, Nick Castellanos. A lot of these guys got to get signed, and hopefully by the Phillies, at least Chris Bryant.
But speaking of the Phillies, we are going to be going to opening day.
Oh, true. Yes, it is confirmed. I was going to say, it's like your two favorite sports fans going to opening day.
One of them, diehard Philly fan. The other one, really trying.
The other one, just learning. We're going to be sitting right behind the reigning National League MVP, Bryce Harper, in right field.
You know, I'm so glad you just talked about an MVP player because, Ian, do you mind if I jump into some football talk?
Go for it. I just talked about baseball for like 7 minutes straight.
Oh my God, is the pack back? Because
Potentially.
now, Devontae Adams signed the franchise tag, but said he wasn't going to play under the franchise tag. That's
Devontae.
concerning.
Welcome to Le'Veon Bell Part 2.
But the Packers made some massive defensive moves. They re-signed Devondre Campbell, Preston Smith, Rasul Douglas, who had that famous, or infamous, should I say, interception against the Cardinals while they were still undefeated. Those fake birds.
Oh, the Cardinals were undefeated.
But when you said MVP, I only could think of one person.
Yeah.
The back-to-back MVP of the National Football League, Aaron Rodgers. They finally did just confirm his contract. It is a 3-year, $150 million $150 million a year, or not a year deal.
Yeah.
Jesus, I also can't talk today. If you couldn't tell,
it's most days for us, but yeah, I did see that it was confirmed with 3 years. You said 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
How old is he?
I believe he's 39 or 37, but he's definitely still in the 30s. He didn't hit the 40s yet.
Yeah, he's gonna be like Brady probably.
Except, well, you know what? I was going to say he's not as hated as Brady, but after the whole anti-vax thing, he might be.
Yeah, he definitely got himself a lot more haters with that, but I hated him before that.
Now, real quick, I'm throwing this up here.
Oh, yeah.
This isn't even all of the signings. But if you want to take a look, just pause the video real quick. I am not reading through all of these names.
Yeah. I didn't know Alex Kappa left the Bucks though. That's huge.
Yeah, he left Tampa Bay to go cover for Joe Burrow. Another one I'm really proud of is TB12 is back. Tim Boyle re-signs with the Detroit Lions.
Oh my God! Why would they sign him? What about Goff, bro?
They need a backup.
Yeah,
but
fair
you know
enough.
what I'm blown away at after all of these signings?
Mm.
You know who still isn't a starting quarterback in the National Football League?
Our man.
Our man. Why? I think before the season starts, he has to get signed by someone.
He's still on the Eagles, dog.
No. Somebody's going to trade for him. Somebody's
Yeah.
going to trade. He's not going to stay a backup.
Yeah, he shouldn't be. I mean, I wish we did. I wish we would have been like, here's Mason Rudolph and Dwayne Haskins for Gardner Minshew.
But you're not thrilled with Mitchell Trubisky?
I don't know. I like it. I do like it more than most fans. You'll probably ask that question. But I would rather Gardner, even though that wasn't a realistic option. But Trubisky's aight. He's definitely aight, especially because we signed some linemen. We signed a center and a guard, and re-signed Chuck Okorafor, our best lineman from last year. So they care about our line. That's pretty cool. And we also we just signed Levi Wallace like an hour and a half ago, corner, which is pretty good.
Already adding to the insane Steelers defense.
Insane in air quotes.
But speaking of insane, have you seen what the Jags have done?
Yeah. Overpaid for Christian Kirk.
Without a doubt.
They definitely improved. They also, without a doubt, improved. They absolutely improved, but...
Oh, they definitely improved, but I can't believe how much money... It was like Belichick last year, where he spent $159 million in, like, the first day of free agency.
Bill. I forgot about that, I guess. Damn.
But granted, it's only going to be his sophomore season. It's going to be a make or break year for Trevor, right?
Trevor, yeah, maybe.
Or at least, like, if he doesn't show any progression, that's a bad sign.
Yeah, that's true. Because,
Because
well,
go ahead.
no, I was gonna say, well, think about what their division is now. Well, the Colts. Did the Colts get better or worse without Wentz?
I mean, who's their quarterback right now? That's the only question.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe Brissett, who they kind of struggled with.
I
But
mean, if they make a big move for Garoppolo, they'll be
oh,
the best team in that division.
true, yeah, with JT there and Tannehill still a quarterback in Tennessee.
Hmm.
But I mean, the Jags maybe move up their division a little bit.
But there's one division in football that is the worst place to be right now, and that has to be the AFC West.
You think it's the worst? Well, yeah, you don't want to. It's so stacked.
Boy, oh boy, are the Chargers trying their best to make sure they give Justin Herbert a fighting chance against Patrick Mahomes, Derek Carr, and Russell Wilson.
Yeah, I mean, if the Chargers don't do anything with this team, they are certified garbage.
I was blown away that they paid Mike Williams so much. Then the Khalil Mack trade happened with the Bears. And then they signed J.C. Jackson. And I was like, what else are they going to do? And then they're really loading up on defense.
Oh yeah, I mean, they got to contain Russ and Patty.
It's almost like they have to play against those two guys 4 times a year.
Yeah, and I think the Raiders got last place on lock.
Oh, definitely. 'Cause especially they haven't made any sizable moves, at least to my knowledge.
And it's like their best players are still Derek Carr and Darren Waller. So it's like, what are they going to do?
Or no, isn't it? I want to say it's Max Crosby.
Oh yeah, on defense. Yeah, on defense, he's really good too, the linebacker. But who's their running back anyway?
Josh Jacobs.
Oh yeah, he's kind of good too.
He is. He
except for when I start him. Except for when I start him in fantasy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But yeah, these Chargers look nutty. But I don't want another Super Bowl championship in Los Angeles, dog. They are the most fake football fans ever.
Oh, 100%. It's all celebrities. It's like, hey, look at the celebrities we could bring in. And it's like, no. I want real football fans.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. They'll never have a Super Bowl in Green Bay because it's going to be too cold up there.
Oh, yeah.
But
the fact that they did it in East Rutherford that one year was insane. It was like cold as hell there.
But what do you think has been like the biggest signing or the biggest news coming out of either free agency?
Let me think of one for both. I mean, I don't know. I don't even know about baseball because there's so many big names unsigned. Although the Matt Olson to the Braves was kind of big because they ended up locking him down a day later for 8 years and saying piss off to Freddie Freeman. That's kind of crazy. But Olson's a little younger. But in NFL, man, I don't even know because there's literally too many. Although I will say the Khalil Mack thing surprised the hell out of me.
Oh, same. I don't know why they
might
get rid of their best player.
say that one. What do you think?
I think it's yet to happen because where do you think Deshaun Watson's going?
True, we don't know yet. He, I guess could. Of course, he does. He has a say in where he goes.
Supposedly, he's only rejected one team so far, and that's been the Seahawks.
The Seahawks. He's like, I don't want to go from one sinking ship to another one.
Actually, here's another thing. Apparently, the Colts tried trading for him, but the Texans didn't want to trade within the division.
Oh yeah, within division. Yeah, it's not going to happen. I was like, oh wait, that makes sense. But then it's like, no, not in the division. But I guess apparently the Falcons are emerging as a sleeper team to get him.
I'm surprised by that because I remember as of at least last night, the two teams I like the front runners were the Saints and the Panthers.
Oh yeah, I saw that too.
Both desperately needed a quarterback. I still think the Saints haven't ever recovered from Drew Brees. And look at last year, Sam Darnold was great for 4 weeks. And then he was Sam Darnold again.
Yeah, I could absolutely see Deshaun going to one of those two teams. The somehow not guilty Deshaun Watson.
Not to say NFL privilege, but
NFL privilege. Anyway.
Wasn't there not again, yada yada yada, we're not lawyers. How 23 cases were filed against him and not a single one stuck?
So many, dog. Oh my god.
Like, if he's genuinely not guilty, I'm glad justice was handled the correct way.
Yeah. We may never know.
Exactly.
We may never know. But jumping back to the Saints, Winston's a free agent, right?
I believe he is, yeah.
Interesting. They overpaid Taysom.
They overpaid Taysom, and then Sean Payton was like, "Okay, bye, guys."
Yeah, he's like, psych. But what was I gonna say? Oh, maybe the Saints are a bit wary because of how much money they spent on Hill to like go and get Watson. I don't know how much he's making or anything, but
True.
do you think Tom Brady came back because there's less competition in the NFC?
Are you talking about this man who hates his family?
Indeed, I am.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, because Rodgers is like the main guy in the NFC.
Well, look, all you have is Rodgers. You have the Cowboys,
Stafford,
and the Rams. Who else is there in the NFC?
That's like fantastic. Not really much, man. I mean, the Vikings, if they, I don't know, man. Just because Jay Jettas is so good, but Kirk is still their QB, so we'll see what goes on there. But also, does Tom Brady hate his family or does he just hate his wife? Because we know how much he likes his sons.
That should have been the graphic on the screen right now. It's just him crying, "Sorry, I have to go back. It's because of your mother, not because of you."
Literally.
But I would not be surprised if I don't think the retirement came out the way he wanted it to. I think he saw that they re-signed or they put the franchise tag on Chris Godwin. And they were like, huh. Or it could really be a move by the Bucs because they had a lot of free agents. And they announced this right before free agency started because they're like, hey, stick around because Tom's going to be back.
True. Do we know if Chris Godwin's going to play under the franchise tag?
He hasn't made a fuss over it like Devontae Adams has.
Well, yeah, he probably will. But yeah, the Bucs do have a decent amount of free agents because one of them was that Whitehead. What is he, a safety? Jordan Whitehead?
I believe so.
I think the Steelers were looking at him. I doubt they'll get him, though.
Now, going back to what we mentioned before, Alex Kappa from the offensive line, he did leave to go for Cincinnati. Oh, you know what? I originally had on here the Super Bowl losing Cincinnati Bengals.
I like that very much.
But
the Jets got Braxton Berrios back. It's over.
That's it. Call it.
That's it. They're the champs right now.
But you know another one. Looking at the Carolina Panthers, they parted ways with Morgan Fox and AJ. Is it Boye?
Boye, yeah.
I mean, are they purposely trying to free up some cap space to get a quarterback that's not Sam Darnold or Cam Newton or like what's it like PJ Walker?
Oh yeah, PJ. Maybe. But wait, I guess Cam's still like under contract with them.
I have no idea because they paid him too much.
Yeah, I have no idea either because he was like, the Patriots said fuck off, and then he was like, I'm back, and then they were like, are you though?
And you know what? Here's the other thing. He lost in that game where he was like, I'm back. Because you can't miss the voice crack.
Oh yeah.
Now, if I could just in my Packery ways, real quick,
Of course.
as much as I want to hate on Devontae Adams for saying he doesn't want to play under the franchise tag, I don't know how true this is, but there was a quote that came out that said 12 got he's like, I love 12,
Oh
but he
yeah.
already had his money. He was like, it was my year to get my money. So there could be a little bit of friction between them, even if he does come back to play.
You said was that there was you said there's gonna be like friction.
Yeah, because he, not to say it this way, he kind of threw Rodgers under the bus, being like, you didn't need to get paid this year. I did.
Yeah, a little bit.
Don't get me wrong. I love Aaron Rodgers. I do. But it's going to be hard when Robert Tunyon's a free agent, Marquez Valdez-Scantling, MVS, is a free agent, Devontae Adams, under the franchise tag, might not play, and Alan Lazard, also a free agent.
Oof.
He's going to have Mercedes Lewis.
Oof.
I was going to say Equanimous St. Brown, but even he's a free agent.
Oof. Is he gonna have anybody to throw the ball to?
Like the tight end Daphne, Lewis, Randall Cobb, and who would they draft last year in the second round? I want to say Amari Rodgers was his name.
Mm-hmm.
Disappointing.
Oh yeah, Daphne. I was gonna make a Daphne joke, but that moment has passed. But I'm stretching. I forget what I was gonna say. I'm sorry. Move it along.
All right. Do you know what I'll do? How has Gardner Minshew
We're
not
back.
been offered? How has nobody offered the Eagles a trade for Gardner Minshew?
Beats me.
I know I brought it up 10 minutes ago, but still, I don't get it.
Neither do I. Neither does any sound football fan.
Because
I do say so myself.
Let's be honest. Who's really left?
Jimmy G.
And Winston, right? Oh, well, and of course
Winston
Deshaun.
and Watson.
That's it, right?
Yeah, I think maybe Minshew. Yeah.
Well, of course, there's going to be the draft.
Oh
But
yeah. But there's
so
not that
only
many crazy.
two.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say that's what I was gonna say though, is that there's not that many crazy QBs coming out.
It's just Malik Willis and Kenny Pickett, right?
Kenny Pickett and Matt Corral from somewhere. I don't even know.
No idea.
But there's like 3 solid QBs in the draft that I know of.
You know what else I totally forgot to mention, and we totally forgot to do?
What?
We forgot to do our March Madness picks.
Oh yeah, I was like, I don't care about that.
Yeah, let's be honest. Basketball's not our wheelhouse.
Yeah, basketball's definitely not our wheelhouse. So I was gonna say, it's like, I guess as a sports podcast, yeah, we should, but like, I have zero interest.
I mean, hey, realistically, what I could do real quick is you can fill out your bracket, I'll fill out mine. I can't believe I went the whole episode without saying this. Adam, his sore tooth is sore again. That's why he
Yeah.
didn't join us today.
Yeah, it strikes again.
But I was gonna say, if you look at the banner on the bottom of the screen, because, well, assuming you're watching this and not listening to us on Spotify, but if you're watching this, give us a follow on Twitter, Pizza and Penalties. Again, that's at Pizza and Penalties. But Ian, is there anything else you wanted to say before we wrap up?
I wasn't texting. Don't look at me like that. No. Anything
What?
else?
Focus.
Anything else? Let's hope Chris Bryant signs today with the Phillies. I can't get over how many big names are not signed, bro. It's like ridiculous. Carlos Correa too. I don't know if I mentioned him before, but you'll learn all these names one day. I got you.
I'll get there.
I'll talk your ear off in the car ride down.
Hell yeah.
And Dad too, probably.
All right, then if that's all you got, I said my piece about the I said my piece about football. Then I guess we're done here.
I think so.
All right. Peace.